Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, at first I'm sorry for my military English, but I will try to do my best because, as you mentioned, sir, I am not a diplomat, I'm a soldier, so I will be very open. And my first slide is quite simple. It's back. The current Russia is nothing else than a third empire in color, and unfortunately we did not enough, but I would say we did nearly nothing to solve the situation, even though it's the fourth year of the full-scale invasion in Ukraine. Next slide, please. Just a very short story for the beginning. I will not read the slide, but try to imagine that you have an empire in your vicinity, and this empire will use just anything to take your territory inhabited by ethnicity with the same language like they have. So they will use propaganda, collaborative movement, language, culture, and other demands, at first legitimate, but later unacceptable. They will support local militia separatists, and they will send their intelligence and special forces officers to command local forces. Then they will launch an uprising against local authorities, and in the end they will deploy normal standard military forces. If you think that this happened in Ukraine in 2014, you are right, but next slide. This happened in my country in 1938. What Russians did in Ukraine in 2014 is the same what did Nazi Germany did in my country in the previous century. Next slide, please. The current Russia imperium is doing just the worst criminal acts under international law, and as I mentioned, we are still doing nothing. And we should understand that we spoke a lot about European army, but currently we have European army, is the army of Ukraine, and even the colors of this army is the same. I mean, yellow and blue. Next slide, please. When we will speak about the infrastructure and our ability to defend the European environment against, let's say, hybrid threats from Russia, then we should understand that there is a very high probability, higher than any time before, that Russians will launch an military attack against European countries, at first Baltic states, in the next few years. And what we will need is very robust infrastructure and backed up infrastructure in every single segment, from energy, information technologies, logistic chains, transportation, and governance. It means we will need to pay a lot of money, but civis pacem parabellum, and there is not necessary to add nothing else. But if I want to say something what is really very important, then the main vulnerability is in our brains. And if we will be not able to protect our brains against Russian propaganda and information operations, we will be not able to pass laws and any resolutions which will bring some bases how to defend our environment. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, I will not read the slides, but we should understand that even though Russian army proved very bad skills when we speak about their military ability to fight much smaller Ukraine army, they are still very good in hybrid operations, especially against Europeans. Next slide, please. So long as they use so-called hybrid approach, they will prefer non-military approach, but it doesn't mean that they will not use military capacities when they will think that it's necessary. Next slide, please. For Russians, it's nothing else than permanent conflict. The only one reason that they use hybrid threats and not real military power against Europe is that they think that it's not the right moment. But they will do that in very near future. Next slide, please. our current basic vulnerability is not only in the military area, but especially, as I mentioned, in our brains, and especially so-called social media caused something what is, I would say, at least so dangerous as the Russian army itself. Next slide, please. The problem is, and I think that all of you are informed about the problem of negative emotions, hatred, and fear, which is spread by social media with much stronger amplification than it would be natural. Next slide, please. Why we don't do nearly nothing with that? It's, of course, the problem with vetocracy. I think that all of you have very same experience in the European environment, but it's the same in every member state. Next slide, please. Currently, you can observe that in social media environment, it's possible to manipulate the emotion of the population in a very simple way, and it's highly effective. Next slide, please. So what to do with that? The problem is that we don't have European social media, so any kind of regulation is compromised by the fact that we don't produce enough weapons, and we need our American ally to support European endeavor to help Ukraine with American weapons. And any kind of regulation of negative externalities of social media will cause problems with the supply chain of American weapons. Next slide, please. What we are talking about is the survival of the most basic values of Europe and democracy itself, and unfortunately we are still not understanding what is the main problem. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, we need to regulate something what is based on, in fact, misuse of our drug in our brain. It means dopamine, and people will not vote politics who will think, at least think, about any kind of regulation of algorithms of any social media. Next slide, please. So what we need to do in this moment, I will be ready to answer technical questions, but at the first point, we need to pay much more for defense infrastructure and industry. We should support the Ukrainian army, and we should eliminate any negative externalities in the social media environment. I'm sorry for very short presentation, but I think that the main idea is quite clear. Thank you very much.